Hi there, welcome back to Right Up Our Alley. If you do not know already, my name is Rachel and I'm a homeschooling mom to 3 kiddos. And today's video is all about entertaining those little guys. I'm talking about the toddlers. It is so important to entertain them, especially if you have older kiddos. So that is what today's video is about. Is it about a glimpse into how I do that? And it is by these 2 bins right here.
May I mention something?
Here is our just toy wall, shall we say, downstairs. And we have reserved up here these top 2 bins for homeschool purposes. Right here, we actually do have a Melissa and Doug stack and sort shape counting. All right, let's take a look inside these 2 bins now. I have my 2 bins here. Now, I can tell you right now, this is not the best organizational system. And I know that because it generally becomes a jumbled mess. However, this is kind of what works for our family. Given our area down here, we don't have a lot of extra space to have designated specific bins that are a little bit smaller and can fit these a little bit neater. And so there's not all of these things. Usually a bin does get dumped out. I'm going to be totally honest with you. But honestly, I feel like that's kind of fun anyway. And the kids, you know, they generally clean up, so I don't have too much of an issue with it. And only 1 bin out is out at a time. They only are allowed 1 bin at a time. And they have to clean it up if they want to move to the other one. But generally, one entertains them pretty well for a day. And then they may do the same one the next day. Or they might switch to the other one the next day. It just kind of varies depending on how the kids are doing that week. Now, these bins do contain a good amount of toddler things. However, I do have a 6-year-old daughter who is in kindergarten this year, and she does use these bins as well for when I am doing one-on-one time with my older son. Another thing to note is that this is a lot of stuff in these bins. I have a 9-year-old son, and honestly, a good amount of this stuff is from when he was a toddler. So keep in mind that this has been accumulated over about 6 or so years. Let's go ahead and dive on in. The first thing I have is some Melissa and Doug puzzles, and we keep them separate in baggies with their puzzle pieces. And it makes it super easy for them just to pull out a puzzle and then the pieces that correspond to it. We have a shapes one as well. We have a good amount of Melissa and Doug puzzles. We also have some, littler aged kids as well. We actually do not actually keep this in here anymore. I just wanted to go ahead and show it to show some possibilities to keep out for your little guys. I'm probably going to mention a lot of Melissa and Doug because they have a lot of learning toys, and so that kind of goes without saying. Also, we have the Melissa and Doug lacing beads. They are really, really big beads, and they help with the fine motor skills, which is really cool. As you can see, one has already been done, and you can just feed them along on the string, and there you go. And we just keep them in these clear Ziploc bags. And that's all they have to do is just open it up. My kids don't have too much of an issue with it. If my kids ever do need help opening something, I don't mind stopping for a second and doing it. Or also the other kids do not mind also doing it for my little guy as well. But he usually doesn't have too much of an issue with it. This year, this is a new ad in that we added the United States map just for fun in here for my son, just to kind of sit on and play on and kind of look over. And also my daughter, if she just kind of wanted to mess around with it. It was a $3 at the Target dollar spot area, and I figured this is something they can just kind of play with. Continuing in this bin, like I said, it does become a bit of a cavernous pit. But just to give you guys some really good ideas, hopefully this will spark some interest. This is actually a Leapfrog magnetic. It goes on the fridge set. We actually have an ABC one upstairs that we keep on the fridge for when I'm cooking and cleaning. But this one is really cool because it actually does your CVC words. And it's really awesome that it comes with the letters, and the kids can kind of just build and hear the different sounds. And it's really cool just for playing around with. We do actually have a small easel for the kids, and so they do have some magnetic little toys that they can play with, like alphabets and numbers, as well as that magnetic word creator that I just showed you. These are some more magnetic shapes and letters. We have here the Schoolsy, and we are going to be getting some other different kinds of ones like the peg stackers, and I'm going to be throwing those in here for this year. But these are the ones that, you know, you can match the different colors and shapes, and you can then use your fine motor skills to screw these on. And they come in the different colors, and the different colors are different shapes. So it's kind of nice to help with shape sorting as well as color matching. Down in here, I also have the Melissa and Doug Turn and Tell clock. If you guys saw my favorite things, you'll know that this made the cut. That is why this is in this bin. This is an amazing clock. It truly is. It comes with cards that I have in here, and the kids will just sit here and play with it, and they can check themselves, which is really awesome because this will open up here and you can see the correct time. So it is self-correcting, which is amazing. I don't have to stop what I'm doing for them to know if they are correct. Also in these bins, you will find that I have put in here some things from the Target dollar spot. And I think that's awesome if you grab something from there. They have a lot of good learning activities from there, like this one color wheel that color matches, as well as there's a fraction one and some apples. Now keep in mind, I have gotten these in the past, so these may no longer be available. For instance, this one I probably got about 3 or 4 years ago, and maybe even the same for this one. So just to keep an eye out, Target has some awesome stuff, and it's always changing. You'll always be able to find something really cool. Also down here are some ABC, just little, shall we say, flashcard phonics set. This kind of was gotten from my oldest son when he was probably 3 years old, and I want to say they were at Target. So I will see if I can link most of these in the description box below at Amazon or Target or wherever I can happen to find where I got these from. Also down here on this ring, I have some different, shall we say, busy bag type activities that I have made over the years. Anything from Velcro, popsicle sticks, to things I've picked up again from the dollar spot at Target. I also have some pom-pom different activities. Again, a popsicle stick activity of matching the colors. So basically, I just grab these, pencil pouch holders from the dollar store. You can also find them for $1, usually around back to school time right now. And so you can find them pretty easily and just put your busy bags in here. I find this is super easy. I used to hang this actually on the wall, and now that things have shifted in our homeschool room, I found it easier just to put it in here. That way it still gets used. That is it for this bin, so I will move on to this one. In here, I have a few things that I'm probably going to retire this year because my youngest son is now about to be 4, and it really is just your basic Fisher-Price, shape sorter. We have another shape sorter in here I will show you, but this one's very basic. It's usually used for littler kiddos. So we will be retiring this one for now and putting it into storage for a future kiddo. And I do not know why this did not make my favorites list. Maybe I just wasn't thinking at it at the time. I'm not sure. But this from Lakeshore Learning, this is an ABC magnetic fishing set. It's very similar to the Sight Words fishing set, if you guys have seen my last video where we did sight words. So this is just your ABCs. They are on little fishes, and it comes with a little magnetic pole that the kids can fish with. It's super cute. The kids have a great time. Usually it's used quite frequently, honestly. I would say a couple times a week. So this is a really cool thing to have on hand from Lakeshore Learning. In addition to those busy bags in this bin, I do actually have something I made when my kiddo was probably 2. I get a little nostalgic when I see this out and about hanging around. Honestly, it's one of those things that's going to get retired too, just simply because my kiddos are too young for it. But guys, if you just have some foam laying around or even some felt, you can put some Velcro strips on the back and then take some lovely felt pieces, and it makes a nice shape and color matching. It's super fun. The kids really, really love it. It's literally, I think, one of the first things I have ever made when it comes to teaching my kid at home. So this one, again, is nostalgic for me, but it will probably go up for now. I said I had another shape sorter in here, and that is the Melissa and Doug shape sorter. This one is a lot more advanced. It has a lot more intricate shapes involved in it. And so I find that it's a lot more appropriate for my 4-year-old right now. And honestly, my 6-year-old kind of just loves racing herself, kind of like the perfection game, if you know what I'm talking about. So yeah, that's super cool too. So all ages of kids can really use any sort of shape sorter. I do also keep the big puzzle pieces in here as well. I have the bigger Melissa and Doug puzzles. And so, for instance, this is the ABC one, and this one is the numbers one. My mom actually made these little pouches with the little zippers, and the kids, they can zip it and open it really easily, which is nice. And by now they kind of know which is which bag, and so they go and they grab the puzzle board itself from over there, and they do the puzzles that way. But it's easier just to keep it in here, just simply because the puzzles kind of, I know, are in one specific place, and I'm not looking in so many different directions for puzzle pieces. We also have in here I don't even know what this is called, to be frank. We actually use it a good bit. It really is these just peg pieces, and they just dump them out in this little tray, and then they sit here and they make really just whatever design they want, and they can mix the big ones with the small ones, and so they can make all different kinds of things. They've made flowers before, and I know a lot of times they've made like little people and different scenes. So it's really cute to kind of get to see what kind of creations the kids make with these different sizes. They have like a large size, a medium, and it comes with a small. And I'll do my best to link it down below. That way you know specifically what product I bought. Next up, we have another Lakeshore Learning product. It is the Create and Design drill. Don't be alarmed. It's okay. It's in the box. And it really is just, I like to keep it in this box because otherwise I feel like all the pieces would just go really far. But basically, it's just a drill set. It has comes with a hand drill. It comes with the actual mechanical battery powered drill. So it's really cool that the kids can get to make different designs. There's also set designs as well that it does come with, and they can follow the instructions and sort of match the different patterns. So I find this one is really fun for the kids to do as well. We have some more additional puzzles, just your basic regular type puzzles for my daughter, and then also for my older son if he happens to just kind of want to do some puzzles. So we do have some bigger sets as well in here. Also in my favorites video, I mentioned the Safari Company tubes, the TOOBSs. And this is just some samples of the tube. You name it, there is buku amounts of varieties. Here are just a couple examples. We do have some Jamestown Settlers. In here we also have some Seven Wonders. We have some farm animals, just to name a few of what's in this specific bag. We have a lot of other bags that we do have as well, in addition to the life cycle ones, honestly, that aren't in this bag. I really hope you have enjoyed this video and hopefully found something that sparked your interest that you feel might be useful in your homeschool setting. I truly think having some sort of set bin for school time is super important, away from your usual school items as well as away from your usual everyday plate items. I do feel that it adds a little bit of freshness kind of to the time that you have at school, and it doesn't make it as monotonous and so boring that you're seeing the same things all the time. I do end up changing things out sometimes as the kiddos get older, and I also find that I do add things for birthdays or just in general, that kind of thing. If I just want to throw a little surprise in there, then I will do that as well, probably around 2 to 3 items every semester. Thanks for watching this video. If you liked it and found it useful, please give it a thumbs up, and do not forget to subscribe to my channel and join this awesome YouTube family. We'll see you guys on Friday. Bye.